What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. Happy Monday, and we're going to start the week off again with Abandon. So, first thing I want to say is here we are, the final full week before we finally get to know what in God's good name is going on with this project, we will call it, okay? So, on Friday or Thursday, a couple days ago, I talked about a insider, okay? And this insider seemingly had a lot of backing to him. A lot of people seem to respect him. He's gotten things right before, and we talked about how it's both a Metal Gear and a Silent Hill game. How, your guess is as good as mine, but that's the general idea. Well, I believe today there was another leak from a different person, and I want to talk about it because I do think it's important. Well, one, because I do like talking about leaks and rumors, but number two, I'll say to hold myself accountable and to kind of just show you guys that, look, I'm not here to sell you on something that I don't believe myself, right? I go through things just like you guys go through things. I don't like the way that this leaker is presented or talked about. In fact, I don't believe them at all. However, they echo the exact same thing plus some additional info on the overall project. So what am I talking about? Well, there's this website and it's called poptopic.com. Never heard of them before. I'm not somebody who goes on every single website on the internet, so obviously that doesn't say much, but they had a source, and this is literally how they presented it. They said there was a industry insider who spoke to them, and according to the source, they go on from there. And they go through a lot of mumbo jumbo. In fact, some of the paragraphs in their article are literally repeated. Like, they literally have the same paragraph in back-to-back paragraphs. So the editing is horrible. I even think some of the language, I don't know if this person is a native English speaker, but the language is pretty horrible as well. And I guess you could say I'm taking shots because I think when you write an article, it should be at least decent. But basically, it boils down to this. Kojima is behind both Abandon as well as a Silent Hill game. But it's pretty confusing again how it's all brought up because they say that the Death Stranding director's cut was a tease to Metal Gear, which we've actually talked about before, and I don't think is, this person says things that I do believe, but just because they're saying it doesn't mean I have to believe them. Do you guys know what I mean? So they say that the director's cut of Death Stranding was a tease to Metal Gear. We've kind of heard that. We've kind of thought that. That was one of the first things that popped into my head when they did that. I don't doubt that, okay? Then they talk about how Abandon is actually Silent Hill, but that Kojima is connected to both, and that both of them are almost going to blend in with each other. So maybe a crossover game, but they make it sound like it's two separate games, although their universes may kind of collide, okay? So that's one part of it. The other part, though, that is actually new news, but I struggle to believe it, and you guys can let me know, your thoughts on it. This is, by the way, I think this is actually the paragraph that was almost literally copy and pasted twice. Basically, it was earlier last month, the source claiming to be closely associated with Sony alleged that Blue Box Game Studios was a small developer that was absorbed by PlayStation Studios and was originally supposed to work on Silent Hills before the game was canceled in 2015. Instead, the source said they ended up working on a VR expansion, Until Dawn. And that's literally how they say it. A VR expansion, Until Dawn. It's called Until Dawn Rush of Blood. It's a VR expansion for Until Dawn, and they didn't make that. That was Supermassive. So that was and I guess I'll read the next paragraph and we can talk a little bit more about it. So again, they kind of repeat. According to a source close to Sony, the small developer Blue Box Game Studios was absorbed by PlayStation Studios and was tasked with working on Silent Hills before the project was shelved in 2015. Instead, according to a source, they ended up working on a VR expansion for the game Until Dawn. So they almost fixed their paragraph directly after. The source went on to say, regardless, the conspiracy theories are spot on. Sony is trying to tease a Silent Hill game as well. The footage we saw is actually of Silent Hills, that the game that was revealed in 2014 and later abandoned in 2015. Sony are using one of their disbanded in-house studios, Blue Box Game Studios, to promote the game via an augmented reality game. So, again, are parts of this true? Are parts of this word for word almost what we've heard from other, quote-unquote insiders? Yeah, but again, I don't like this one. And again, I think it's important to kind of call this stuff out because people see this. I retweeted this. This was on Push Square or PlayStation Universe, one of the two. There's like two PlayStation sites like that. One of them like did an article, and it was getting a lot of traction online. So I think it's fair, and it's something I want to talk about when it's like, you click on these things and maybe I'm not saying like fall for it or not fall for it. Ultimately, as I've always said, make your mind up yourself. Think on your own. You can obviously, I want you to listen to me. I want you like not even like do what I say. I want you to just hear me out, right? But I want you guys to critically think on your own. If you disagree with anything I say, let me know. It's okay to do that. But this is something because, up until this point, I've kind of believed all of the rumors, all of the theories. I still believe all of it. I still believe, yeah, there probably is a Silent Hill thing going on, and there probably is a Metal Gear. I don't know how they relate. I don't know if Kojima is behind both of them. He technically doesn't have to be, right? I think Abandon is kind of promoting both of them. Again, I'm starting to believe the theory that Abandon and Blue Box Game Studios isn't even actually a developer. They're more of like I don't even know, like a marketing thing where they're kind of just showing off games that Sony's working on. That's kind of the alleyway I'm going. Maybe I'll get beat up in that alleyway. It's definitely possible. And then again, the VR thing for Until Dawn, I mean, you could just say Until Dawn Rush of Blood. I played that game. I own that game. I know about it. I remembered the name of it immediately upon seeing VR expansion Until Dawn. I said Until Dawn Rush of Blood ? So it's not hard to check that. So I don't know why they said it like that. And to my knowledge, that was still Supermassive, the makers of Until Dawn. So I don't know what they're talking about. Now, again, am I saying that Blue Box is exactly how, they talk about themselves? No, I do think there's a lot of history with Blue Box. So, if they're getting to the point that, there's been history there, and maybe they've helped out in other games in the past, and they've kind of been rebranded as Blue Box and stuff like that. Maybe they're even like Team Silent, like part of Team Silent that's kind of been moved over there, and just nobody knows. Like, if that's what they're hinting at, that's fine. I do believe that, but like the way they're saying it, I don't understand it. So a little bit of confusion for sure, and again, it's not really me kind of protecting people, right, if you fall for it, and I'm not even saying you can fall for it. This is something that you have to make your mind up on your own. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting, kind of the new stuff said, but the stuff that doesn't really make any kind of sense, right? And then obviously kind of just telling us things that we may or may not already know. All right, so let me know as always in the comments. We'll see what happens this week. I would say a bold prediction at the end of the video here. I do think we're going to start hearing, like, this is, next Tuesday is literally, game time. So I think probably the second half of this week, we could very well, depends on how good they are at hiding things, which, by the way they've done it so far, they're absolutely horrible at it. And at the same time, I guess, being good because we still don't know. But I would imagine we start to hear potentially like what it is a couple days before it happens. That would ruin the surprise, and I'm not going to deny that, but I do think we're getting very close to potentially hearing about it. So keep your eyes peeled because obviously, again, this is the final stretch. So let me know what you guys think. If you haven't already, please make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. You guys have been doing such an amazing job of supporting me, supporting these videos over the last couple of weeks. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to have more videos, again, if there's anything like this week, and then you can bet your bottom dollar next Tuesday I will be there covering whatever happens, okay? All my social media is in the description below. My Twitter, I'd love for you guys to follow me there. My second channel, we do a lot of fun stuff there, and we also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. You get exclusive things back to you. You're not just giving us money to give us money. Obviously would appreciate you guys checking that out as well. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.